So now we have a movie about the Academy, particularly those who are black. Well, I'm sorry, particularly those who are PC in the Academy, had a movie come out called Bros. And apparently, it sounds to me like the movie didn't do so well in the box office because the director, whose name is Billy Eichner, who was seen right here in this picture, is apparently very upset because the audience that he thought he could possibly get to go and watch this movie did not show up. And that was the straight audience. But keep in mind, the movie was made about PC men in the Academy. This is the same tactic that the Woman King used when it says that, oh, black men don't want to see strong black women in female-led films, or the one that Elizabeth Banks did when she came out with that whack Charlie's Angels a couple years ago and saying men don't want to see women-led films and stuff like that. He's doing the same thing, but he's directing it at straight people, as you can see right here, and this is coming from Variety. So I know it's going to be some BS in here. Hopefully they talk about their box office, and I wonder what kind of other takes he's going to have when it comes to this. Billy Eichner has shared his thoughts regarding the meager box office opening for his LGBTQ romantic comedy Bros, writing that straight people, especially in certain parts of the country, just didn't show up. But that's the thing though, the movie wasn't written for straight people. It was written for those in the Academy. So why aren't you upset at them not coming in droves is the question. Or is this really showing that the Academy, their numbers aren't as high as people as like to try to make them out to be? But let's be real here. Plot twist, spoiler alert, their numbers are not high as far as the population goes. Only in their echo chambers are they high. In a thread posted to his official Twitter, Eichner wrote, produced and stars in Bros, asserted that he is very proud of the movie, describing his experience covertly watching a sold-out screening in Los Angeles during the weekend. Last night, I snuck in and sat in the back of a sold-out theater playing Bros in LA. The audience howled with laughter from start to finish, burst into applause at the end, and some were wiping away tears as they walked out, Eichner wrote. It was truly magical. Really, I am very proud of this movie. The star also divulged that a theater chain had mounted plans to pull the trailer for Bros from its programming due to quote-unquote gay content, but Universal eventually convinced the company to maintain its placement in the pre-show rotation. America F yeah, Eichner wrote. That's just the world we live in, unfortunately, Eichner continued. Even with glowing reviews, great Rotten Tomato scores, and A Cinema score, etc., straight people, especially in certain parts of the country, just didn't show up for Bros, and that's disappointing, but it is what it is. Again, that movie wasn't made with straight people in mind, and it wasn't really promoted like that. I saw like a commercial here, I maybe saw like a small billboard here or there, but it wasn't heavily promoted. It almost presented itself as an independent film, if you really think about it. Eichner concluded his thoughts by encouraging everyone who isn't a homophobic weirdo to see Bros. And there it is. I was waiting on it. So he's going into the lane of, if you didn't see the movie, it's because you must not like people who are in the Academy. I'm almost certain that is not what it is. It's a possibility that your movie just doesn't pan out the way that you hoped it did. Now, he said he went and saw this in a sold-out theater in LA. First off, it's LA. So I'm not even surprised if the movie was indeed sold out like he claims it was. But I would like to see some pictures to actually back up that claim. But here he comes talking about homophobic. So it just must mean people must not like people in the Academy. So that's why his movie just didn't sell well with people who are heterosexual. And let's be real here, he's most likely probably talking about heterosexual men. What about the women who probably chose not to see it as well? But I guess they're not going to talk about them. He says, writing that it remains special and uniquely powerful to see this particular story on a big screen. You know what it also is? He probably was hoping that this movie would have the same effect that movie Moonlight did. Now, of course, you know, Moonlight, that was like a coming of age story about a black boy who grew up to be a black teenager and then a black man who was basically living a life in that lifestyle, pretty much being on the DL at a time when it wasn't popular or trendy to be quote unquote out. And that movie got so much praise. And he was probably banking that he could do the same thing with this, but in a comedy, but it just didn't quite hit the way that he hoped it would. Bros is the first gay rom-com to be given a wide theatrical release by a major studio, as well as the first with an all openly LGBTQ cast. The film fizzled at the box office this weekend, opening in fourth place with a slim $4.8 million gross from 3,350 locations. Though Bros carries a modest $22 million production budget, it will likely struggle to achieve profitability considering its disappointing debut. Even so, Bros has earned glowing approval from critics, and audience polling remains strong. Universal will hope that word of mouth provides some staying power for the film in the coming weeks. I highly doubt it. And I'm going to tell you why. Guess what they're up against in the next couple of weeks? Halloween Ends, which comes out on the 14th. And because this is the month of Halloween, that is going to drive a lot of people to go see it, especially since this is slated to be the last Halloween, and I'm putting that in quotation. This is supposed to be the last Halloween film that Jamie Lee Curtis is a part of. Like, this is supposed to be the official end. Then after that, you have Black Adam, which is a big comic book movie starring one of the biggest actors in Hollywood now, being The Rock. And then he has a pretty solid supporting cast around him. And this is a movie that people have been, has been generating a lot of buzz, especially since DC and Warner Brothers has had some issues for the last month or so. So they need this as a win. So when you put Halloween Ends and Black Adam right there as movies that's supposed to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, this movie is not going to thrive. That thing is going to fall out of the top 10. I'm almost certain of it. So good luck. And that's the end of the article. But yeah, to Billy Eichner, you can use the whole homophobic thing or straight people didn't come and support it all you want. But the fact of the matter is, we saw, or people see, what this movie was made for in particular, because I looked at the cast, and the vast majority of the cast is PC men in the academy. They have sprinkles of black men in there as well. And what I noticed too is that the two lead characters, they don't appear to be playing the overly flamboyant stereotype. Now, I can guarantee you almost certainly that if it was the other way around, they would probably have some kind of Billy Porter-esque type person being the lead. And from what I saw, it doesn't look like he's in it. But your target audience for this movie was people who are in the academy. If people in the academy did not come and show up and show out for this film, then that's who you need to be directing your anger towards, not people who are heterosexual, because you didn't make the movie with them in mind. You didn't. Just like when it comes to a lot of these female-led movies that they keep pushing, we know who their audience is. If they're not coming and they're not showing up to see the film, then maybe it's something you did wrong. Like, it's very easy for, like, when you look at this headline, it's very easy for him to try to point the finger of blame at straight people. That's very easy for him to do. But at the end of the day, what was the percentage of people who are in the academy that went to go see this movie? Why weren't they the ones out there promoting it? Specifically those who are PC, seeing as how the main cast, from what I saw, is PC themselves. That could also be another reason why it didn't fare well amongst a lot of people who are in the academy, because the way the movie looks, it almost looks like it is just geared towards PC men who just happen to be in the academy, when people are going to say, where was the diversity? So there you go. It looks almost one notice, just like when you had that whack show with Lisa Dunham. What was it called? Girls? Was it called Girls? That one about New York. I forgot if that. No, y'all know what show I'm talking about. The one that was in New York. Where was the black people that was supposed to be in that show, or sprinkled around even as extras, or whatever the case may be, in New York, one of the most diverse places in America, possibly the world. So you can't complain that something or wasn't present there if it wasn't present in the film either. Like I said, that was a very easy dig that he did towards heterosexual people. But that's also a dig too for those who are black in the academy as well, because from the looks of it, it doesn't look like they were very represented either. Just saying. So I decided, to go and look a little bit deeper into who was behind this film, and look whose name popped right here. Judd Apatow, production company, Apatow Company. So that means he lost some money. Now, I don't know if Harvey is going to see this or not, because I know how much he loathes Judd Apatow. As a matter of fact, many of us do. So he caught an L with this one as well. So now I really don't feel bad. Oh well. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. If for any reason the bell is not working, you can go ahead and hit the notification, because I upload my videos in a Premiere style format, and the notification should come your way when it happens. The links will be down in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.